Rebecca winced as a drop of steaming water landed on her wrist.
Ouch!
She rushed to the sink and turned the knob. Cool water poured over the burn as purple moonlight slipped through the window blinds and stretched her shadow across the kitchen wall. The pain faded, so she went back to cooking. The apartment was small but comfortable. One bedroom, a quiet kitchen, a living room with a leather couch, a 40-inch TV, and the kind of warmth that made a place feel like home. Soon, the smell of baked chicken and steamed asparagus filled the air. Rebecca loved cooking, almost as much as she loved Carlos. Almost. In 2 months, Carlos would be her husband, and every time she thought about that, her chest filled with so much excitement she almost couldn't breathe. Then someone knocked on the door. Rebecca froze. She looked at the time on the microwave. 7:45. Too early for Carlos to be home. Another knock echoed through the apartment.
I'm coming.
She hurried toward the door, her red slippers tapping softly against the floor. Then a familiar voice called from the other side.
Delivery.
Rebecca smiled before she even opened the door. Her whole body warmed. She unlocked the deadbolt and pulled the door open. Carlos stood outside, still wearing his white bakery apron. Dried icing stained the fabric in different colors, and a plain cardboard box sat in his hand. He smiled at her with those soft caramel eyes.
Babe.
Rebecca threw herself into his arms, nearly knocking him backward. He laughed as she kissed him and pulled him inside.
To what do I owe for such a lovely sight?
Rebecca blushed and looked away. Carlos set the box beside the nightstand. Then, without warning, he started tickling her. She squealed and twisted in his arms until he pulled her close, rocking her gently back and forth.
I love you.
She said.
I love you more.
Impossible.
It's the truth.
Nope.
Rebecca turned away with a grin. Carlos smacked her on the butt.
Naughty.
Only for you.
Then Rebecca noticed the box. It sat on the floor beside the nightstand, unmarked, poorly taped, completely out of place.
What's in there?
She stepped toward it. Before she could touch the flaps, Carlos grabbed her arm. Hard. Rebecca froze. Carlos had never grabbed her like that before.
It's a surprise,
He said. A chill moved through her. She pulled her arm away.
You know I don't like surprises. Well,
Her phone rang from the kitchen. Rebecca ignored it.
I'll get it in a minute. I want to see what's inside the box.
Carlos shifted his body between her and it.
Are you sure you can handle it?
The question made her stomach tighten. Her phone rang again. Then came a message. Carlos smiled, but something about it felt wrong.
You can get that.
He said.
I promise to show you after the call. Let me get it ready.
Rebecca hesitated. Then she walked into the kitchen. Her white iPhone sat on the counter. She picked it up, and her heart dropped. 2 missed calls. From Carlos. Rebecca slowly looked over her shoulder. The man in her apartment was still by the box, still pretending to be her fiancé. She unlocked the phone and called Carlos back. He answered almost immediately.
Hey, beautiful. I'm going to be a little late tonight. We have a lot of orders over here at the bakery, and I can't leave the guys to do it all by themselves.
Rebecca's hand began to shake.
Beep, babe?
Why are you whispering?
Her eyes moved back toward the living room.
Someone's in the house.
Carlos's voice changed instantly.
Who's in the house? Babe, what's the matter?
Rebecca stepped closer to the kitchen opening. Then her breath caught.
He's gone.
Stay where you are. I'm coming now.
A wave of hot air brushed against the back of Rebecca's neck. Every hair on her body stood up.
Carlos!
The apartment door flew open. Carlos rushed inside with a metal baseball bat clenched in both hands. The apartment still smelled like Rebecca's cooking.
Rebecca?
No answer. He moved slowly toward the kitchen. The light above it flickered. When Carlos stepped inside, his foot slipped. He hit the floor hard. The bat flew from his hand and clanged against the wall. Then he smelled it. Iron. Warmth spread across his clothes, sticky, wet. Carlos looked down. Then he saw her. Rebecca's body lay in a pool of blood. The box sat beside her, untouched. Its flaps were open. For a moment, Carlos couldn't move. Then tears filled his eyes. He crawled to her, slipping more than once before reaching her body. He pulled her into his chest and held her as tightly as he could. The woman he loved was gone. The woman he was supposed to marry. The woman he wanted to build a family with. Gone. Then he saw the writing on the wall above her. Painted in blood. Told you it was a surprise. Carlos stared at the words. His mind refused to accept them. Then the apartment door was kicked open. Carlos flinched. A cocky voice came from the living room.
I guess I should have checked to see if it was unlocked.
Two men entered the kitchen. The first wore an onyx-colored suit and a blazing crimson tie. A cigarette burned between his fingers. The second wore a charcoal suit with a lilac tie, his hands tucked casually into his pockets. The man with the cigarette took a long drag and blew smoke into the air.
You should leave.
He said. Carlos stared at him through tears.
Who are you?
Anger started burning through the shock. His eyes flicked toward the bat across the kitchen.
It doesn't matter.
The man said.
It isn't safe here.
But
She's dead.
The words hit Carlos harder than any weapon could have. Then a piercing ring tore through the kitchen. The sound was unbearable. The two men dropped to their knees, covering their ears. Carlos screamed. Blood trickled from his ears, then his nose, then his eyes. The box opened wider. 8 thin, slimy pink tentacles shot out, flicking through the air like tongues tasting the room. The man in the crimson tie forced himself to his feet.
Shit.
He reached into his jacket and pulled out a dagger. Its hilt was silver and shaped like a dragon's snout, with a piece of black obsidian held in its jaws.
Tony,
He called.
we're dealing with a Mungel. We need to draw it out so we can kill it. Aim for the box.
Tony smiled.
Got it, Alex. Watch this.
Lightning cracked around his hands. One tentacle shot toward him, green slime dripping from its tip. Tony twisted out of the way and drove a fist full of lightning into it. The tentacle collapsed into ash. Another tentacle attacked, spinning like a drill. Before Tony could strike, Alex appeared beside him and slashed upward. Green slime splattered across the kitchen. Alex cut again and severed the tentacle completely.
Don't let your guard down.
Tony shrugged. The ringing grew louder. Cabinets cracked. The walls splintered. The box rattled violently as waves of energy pulsed through the apartment floor. Then something enormous forced its way out. A gray, bubbling creature spilled over the edges of the box, its body sagging and shifting like rotten flesh. Tony smirked.
Damn, it's ugly.
Alex tightened his grip on the dagger.
And vulnerable. Let's finish it.
They charged together. The Mungel shrieked. Its tentacles ripped through the kitchen in frantic, sloppy attacks. Alex moved through them with precision, cutting each one apart as he advanced. Tony dropped into a slide, blasting lightning across the floor and burning several tentacles into ash.
Show off.
Alex ducked beneath another strike, sliced through one tentacle with fire, then spun into a crushing hook kick that knocked another to the ground. He threw his dagger. It pinned 2 tentacles to the floor. The Mungel panicked. Its tentacles oozed more green slime. The goo popped and hissed as fumes filled the kitchen. Alex looked toward Carlos. He lay motionless, still holding Rebecca in his arms. Alex's expression hardened.
It's time.
Tony ripped a tentacle free and threw it aside.
Already? I was just starting to have fun.
Alex motioned toward Carlos. Tony's smile faded.
Right.
He turned back to the box.
Well, I guess all good things must come to an end.
Tony darted forward, avoiding a barrage of tentacles. When he reached the creature, he raised both hands.
Ignis!
Electricity erupted from his palms and slammed into the Mungel's body. The creature screamed. It jerked backward, trying to escape. But Alex's dagger held it in place. Alex raised one hand.
Spera.
The dagger began to spin violently, faster and faster, like a tornado made of fire and steel. The smell of burning flesh filled the room. The Mongol screeched one final time. Then its body erupted in flame and collapsed into a mountain of ash.